Alright folks, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into transhumanism. We're talking about the people who see it as an existential threat, a dystopian nightmare. But here's the thing about fear. It's a hell of a drug. It can paralyze you, but it can also be a powerful catalyst for growth. That's what we're going to unpack today. The fear, the paranoia, and the potential for personal transformation within the transhumanist movement. So you've got this whole transhumanist movement, right? People merging with machines, pushing the boundaries of biology. Sounds like science fiction, right? And for a lot of people it triggers this deep-seated fear. There's a lot to be cautious about when you're talking about messing with the very fabric of what it means to be human. But here's the thing, that fear, that primal instinct to resist, it's often rooted in something deeper. We humans are hardwired for survival, with ancient mechanisms in our brains that kick in when we sense danger. For some, transhumanism pushes all those buttons. But what if, instead of running from that fear, we leaned into it? What if we used it as a starting point to explore the shadows within ourselves? Transhumanism forces us to ask some uncomfortable questions about who we are, where we're going, and what we're willing to risk in the pursuit of progress. I've spent a lot of time talking to people on all sides of this transhumanism debate. I've met the tech gurus, the biohackers, and the folks convinced this will lead to a dystopian hellscape. They're all caught in echo chambers, surrounded by information that confirms their existing biases. The fearmongers consume every conspiracy theory, while the techno-utopians build their own self-fulfilling prophecies. What's missing from both sides is a willingness to look inward. The more we focus on what we fear, the more we empower it. Our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. The real key to navigating this transhumanist landscape is understanding the power of our own minds and recognizing that our internal world is just as important as anything happening out there. So, we've got all these folks convinced that transhumanism is a looming threat. They're reading the books, watching the documentaries, prepping for the robot uprising. But when fear becomes your primary lens, it creates a blind spot. You become so fixated on the potential dangers that you miss the bigger picture. Fear thrives on ignorance and feeds on the unknown. When we refuse to confront our fears, we give them power over us. The irony is, the very thing these folks are afraid of, the loss of control, the dehumanization, it's already happening because we're allowing our fear to dictate our actions. The real danger of transhumanism isn't the technology itself, but the potential for us to lose ourselves in the process. Now I know what you're thinking. This is some heavy stuff. You're asking us to confront our deepest fears, to question everything we thought we knew about the world. But trust me, the rewards are worth the effort. When you face your fears head on, you realize they're not as powerful as you thought. You start to see them for what they are. Illusions, projections of your own mind. As you expose them to the light of your awareness, they begin to lose their grip on you. You start to feel a sense of empowerment, a sense of agency that you never had before. Transhumanism is like a wake-up call, forcing us to evolve, to adapt, to confront the shadows within ourselves. So, here we are standing at the precipice of this transhumanist future. The technology is advancing at an exponential rate, blurring the lines between man and machine. It's exciting, it's terrifying, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon. The question is, how are we going to meet this moment? Are we going to cower in fear, or are we going to rise to the occasion and embrace the unknown? The future isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we create. Every thought we think, every action we take, contributes to the tapestry of what's to come. Instead of getting caught up in the fear, let's shift our focus to possibility. The future is unwritten, and it's up to each and every one of us to decide what story we want to tell. Look, I get it, the transhumanist movement can seem scary as hell. It's easy to get lost in the headlines, the doomsday predictions. But what if I told you that fear, that darkness you feel, it's not something to be afraid of? It's a doorway. Fear of the transhumanist movement is just a projection of the fear within. Embrace the darkness, there's a lot more light waiting for you there.